Hello, Broadwar fans. It's me, White Kid, again with another Showmatch series of Team Think Quick. Presenting you today PVZ Fiesta with not two but three Showmatch series this time. So I'm very excited to introduce our first two players. They're Tim and Keen. Um, they're currently both members of the Amy team. And I know Team used to be an IRK member. I believe Keen was as well, but he was a bit inactive, so I can't quite tell. But anyway, so just bear with while I close all my other applications that are distracting me and that are and while I spin this thing up. And then we can head on right to our place today. Unfortunately, today I do not have a podcaster, but I think that will be fine. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat again. It's a bit difficult. I'm only on it right now. It should be done. It was fine last week. I didn't hear anyone complaining that much. So for now, we're just gonna wing it and make him try But right now, I don't know about you guys. Exactly what I need is high quality power. Because today was kind of late for me. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get into our games. Starting them will also be a bit faster, I just realized. Increase your voice volume. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so I can increase the volume a bit. You tell me if this is better. Oh yeah, I can reduce the music volume, that's easy. I'll do that again. So you tell me if the volume is slightly better. I believe I can increase it quite a lot. It might be a bit bothering for you. How's that? Game isn't showing yet. Yep, I need to do that too. Okay, so game is showing now, I believe. How is the sound level? Okay, good. So everything's great. Thank you, dogs. So for those of you that don't know, show some love for Ox. He is one of the reasons why this showmatch is happening, and he's currently in chat, moderating me, making sure that you get a nice quality of your stream right now. So yeah, definitely you can show some love to Ox because he's putting way too much effort into this. But yeah, so about the game, we've got two very high level players here, so it will be quite a shame if we don't pay attention to them. we've got Tim spawning in the top corner of the map selfie, spawning in as red. Protoss, and we've got DM Keen, so yeah, like he was not part of hierarchy. So we've got DM Keen in the right hand side, left hand side, spawning as the white Zerg. And we do see that team opened with a Forge expand. It was you can tell that team was opening with that since he scouted after the pylon. Usually, if you want to open gate expand, you set the pylon and then you wait, and you don't scout the probe until you build the gateway. But we see that team went for 4 and then for 13 next, so quite the standard build. Trying not to lose his probe and monitoring how many Zerglings are there gonna hatch from this egg. So everything's looking standard right now, and since the pool is done, he is just throwing down a cannon just to make sure that he doesn't die to any Ling aggression or anything like that. It's honestly one of the most annoying feelings for a Protoss player to just die or be set very behind early game because 4 or 6 Lings just ran by a cannon. That was in the making, and went to the main base, caused a lot of mayhem, a lot of mining, lost mining time, maybe got some pro kills. It's just very, very soul crushing for the Protoss player. Let's see how his what his transfer time would look like. The Nexus is almost done, and he's putting probes to mine gas immediately, and he is also transferring. He's currently transferring 4 workers. I believe he can transfer 1 or 2 more. He could have transferred 6. They have better saturation in the main and the natural, but that's like really minor optimizations. Shouldn't come to that much to an effect. He had a probe that was scouting and saw where the first 100 gas went, which is quite important. So he did the important task, and possibly that could have been done slightly better, but yeah, who cares? My voice can be louder. Yeah, I can increase my voice by a bit. I'll do that after the game. I can decrease the volume that you hear units dying as well. Yeah, let's just try with increasing my voice. Right. So one of the reasons why it's taking me so long to figure out how to up my volume is because I'm using a different streaming software rather than the one that I'm used to. I gotta say, like, right now I'm using the OBS Studio because Streamlabs failed me recently. But I gotta say, OBS Studio is also quite nice. And in the Zerg base, we've got the standard layer, we've got Spire coming, there's the Corsair. Corsair should be able to get into the Zerg's main and scout everything before the Spire is done. Maybe Tim can get an Overlord, but not quite sure. I will tell you, for any of the Protoss players that might be wondering when you can or when you cannot get an Overlord, but all what's going on, like there's a Ling run by. That's what I mean, Speedlings are quite dangerous even at this point of the game. And as you can see, Team is busy microing his hard out in the Protoss main, and despite that he's going to lose one probe and another probe got very low, but he managed to deal with that, and as you can see, he is now microing his Corsairs back again. I think that is a bit of a mistake from Tim's side though, since he doesn't really know what's going on in the Zerg main. Like, granted, he kept his probe alive for quite a long time, still doesn't know if Zerg didn't go for a super early second gas and was not really all-inning with these mutas. And if the Zerg was doing that, in fact, Team could have been in a bit of a trouble situation here. But instead we see that the Templar Archives is done, but Storm is not researching, so Tim must be going for that. Yeah, he is going for that Zealot aggression. It will be slightly delayed, since the standard, or excuse me, optimal, I should say, Zealot timing is about 7:30. We can see that his Zealot speed should be done slightly later than that. Shouldn't matter all too much. And while he is... Okay, so we've got GG from Keen, because these two Dark Templars breached the natural while he was busy trying to micro that one Dark Templar. And without Overlord speed or any Hydras to defend, his economy was just gonna get so behind. So Tim didn't even need to go for that early... for that Zealot aggression. We see that he was pulling some of the Arc builds from last week. The Lucky Move, not very happy, since spelled the Zerg incorrectly. Oh, did I? No, I didn't. Zerg is Keen. Yeah, see? His name is Keen. Anyway, so back to increasing my volume a bit. Let's do that. Sorry if I'm clearing my throat way too much today. It's been a long day of me having to talk all the time. Okay, so I've boosted my microphone a bit, and I'm also gonna lower the game sound. Let me know if that helps. Sounds good. So we've got Laser Snipe in the chat supporting Tim, and Lucky Noob supporting... Well, I guess he's not supporting Keen, he's just rooting against Tim. We've got a series by Laser coming out next after that, so... welcome Mannerword, welcome all of you. We've got almost 2 GG viewers, so... happens so rarely during my streams. So I'm glad you're all here to enjoy some Brood War with me. And... without further ado, let me just quickly update the score, put that 1 point up in Team's favor, and we shall go to game number 2. So let's do that. And we've got the map is Polypoint. They did not play using top versus bottom, so you cannot switch to red versus blue. I don't know why, I just dislike the yellow color so much. And I always want to change it if I see yellow. But anyway, it's just I guess one of my many peculiarities. So we've got Team spawning as the brown Protoss in the top right corner, and we've got Keen, his opponent, spawning in the bottom and the top left corner as the yellow Zerg. So we've got the standard scouting from our Zerg opponent. Okay, so Team is now placing a pylon and going to mine 1 mineral patch. I believe that used to be an older version of a gateway expand, so I'm expecting him to open the gateway this game and throw down his gateway at about 10 supply. Let's see if that's gonna be in fact the thing. Right, yeah, so he is throwing down that gateway and now he should be going for a scout. And meanwhile, we see that King has been going for the most standard build of all builds that Zerg players can opt for, and this is the Overpool. Yeah, they're both from USA, but you are a Protoss player, so you should be supporting your brethren here. So I do like your cheer right now. I think it makes sense. That is interesting. Is Keen... Oh, okay. I was thinking, is Keen delaying his hatchery on purpose, but actually he was just hiding the drone so that if the pesky probe gets lucky and manages to scout him first, chances are that the probe will not stay around here and look for any drones to block the hatchery, but will try instead to go for the main to see if it's any like 5 or 6 pools shenanigans, because it sees no hatchery here. And the drone is able to throw down the hatchery in peace. There's some lag going on, and I can't figure out why that's happening. Let me see. Okay, seems to be gone now. Whatever it was, it's gone, and I can't really tell what it was. Meanwhile, Team Zealots didn't do that much because he scouted the 6 links that he made. And he keeps on scouting them, so he sees more links are being made. Let's see if he's gonna see these even more links. But that's a bit heartbreaking. There's so many links. There's 6 links that did manage to get through. Granted, 2 of them are quite damaged, but I'm not sure what Tim can do. And as he said, that's exactly probably Snipe can support me here in chat. That this is one of the most annoying things for a Protoss player to deal with. Meanwhile, we see that the team's probe was picked off, and he is trying to scout with his 3rd Zealot. Very nice Zealot positioning. There doesn't seem to be enough Zerglings to take on 1v1 this Zealot, but I say that and they're just about to do that. I was expecting the probe to come in support of the Zealot if it comes down to trying to 1v1 it. And luckily for my machine is just struggling here, and I need to figure out why that's happening. Anyway, so he made quite a few more Zerglings and he's going for aggression. Meanwhile, team is not really giving him an easy time, and he's going for an aggression himself. But I'm not quite sure I agree with that. GG. Yeah, sure. Team picked all the Zerglings. Let's see what happened and why he GG'd. So it's around that time when he called the GG. I think that was a bit of a premature GG. Like, yeah, Team's Nexus was already done and he didn't lose that many probes. Maybe lost 1 or 2. But Keen had a 3rd base going. His link speed almost finished. And he had 4 available larvae. No, 3 available larvae to create Zerglings, and he had a pair that was almost hatching here. So I think he could have held these 2 Zealots easily. And then not be too far behind. But possibly he just felt that he had to all in with this Zergling aggression. Let me try and figure out what is bothering my PC. So yeah, I don't really know what happened there and why did he GG so early. trying to see why my PC is acting up today. So hopefully this should fix it. I honestly don't see anything being too heavy. Okay, so 2 games in favor of team, and let's get back to our score screen to give team another victory and to see whether our Zerg player Keen can overcome his biggest weakness so far, which seems to be premature GGs. Like, I agree. Oh, yeah. Where's my main screen? Are you seeing this? Yeah, you are. Bear with. Where did my game screen go? What is going on? We're having some technical difficulties. If you can't tell. Why are you not behaving? Game screen. Please respond. There we go. Okay, we fixed it. We fixed something live. It's never advisable to do that. But we managed to pull it off somehow. So yeah, let's go back to the main screen. We know that team is 2 games ahead. And as I was saying before, my streaming software interrupted me very rudely. Let's see if Keen can overcome his biggest weakness and not GG prematurely. So let's head into our game number 3, which will be on the map Eclipse, and see what we like and what we don't like about that map. So currently team is at a match point, and we'll see if he can take all the glory and manage to beat Keen in a commanding 2-0, 3-0 series, or whether Keen can show some good series and come back in this Showmatch event. So anyway, in the top part of the map Eclipse, we've got our brown Zerg player Keen, and in the bottom part of the map Eclipse, we've got our blue Protoss player Tim. Eclipse is a bit of a funny map when walling. Last week we've had Minerals as my co-caster, and he was able to tell me nice walling position when you spawn as a Protoss on the bottom part of Eclipse. Since I complained that your regular gateway on the right, forge on the left hand side build, this part here is actually not link tight unless you're touching that very small over here, that thing. So if you want to make it link tight, you should touch that thing, which is quite annoying because it gets into your cannons, and I bet there's a lot of Protosses that were thinking, oh yeah, that's link tight, and then lost to Azerlingoin, or is it just me? Anyway, so we've got some probe on drone action here. The probe and the drone are fighting. Seems like the probe does not want to take this fight. Interestingly, we've had Tim mining with 2 probes. Possibly one was sent out to... No, the scouting one went to create went to scout. So the one that threw down the pylon went to scout. Then there was the one that made the forge, and that must have also mined some minerals, and he must have sent another one to make the nexus. So we have the nexus right now in the making. I don't know why my machine keeps on lagging like that. Could it be? It's the connection even though I'm solo casting. It could be. Let's see if that fixes it, otherwise I might need to stop the stream briefly to figure out what the problem is. But I'll be back. Blue Protoss is Team Mech 503. I think Team Mech is also one of his AKAs, yeah. He is the old IRK team, now member of the Amy clan. I'm sure you must know him. He was one of the very good Protoss players that was not quite top tier level in terms of foreign or like that. So he was not quite your regular Bonnet or Dragon or DeWalt. Yeah, my machine keeps on lagging like this. So he wasn't any of that, but he was quite a good Protoss player. You play snipers, is that the UMS snipers? So scouting probe goes down. Let's see what's going on in Team's base. Yeah, so what I've decided is I'll finish this series and then I'll stop the stream for a second to figure out what the problem is, and then we'll be right on back with Sniper versus Hazel. So if you're here right now, you should know that I'll be coming back. Or as the German person with Austrian roots said once in a very famous 90s movie, I'll be back. So anyway, so far we've got all the standard things going on the Zerg and the... Okay, I may know what the issue is. So we've got all the standard things going on from both our Zerg and Protoss players. So nothing to talk about really. There is no super aggro hydro aggression. There is no second gas, so Zerg is not going for any sort of all-ins, but instead is trying to macro, making some links. Did I speak too soon? Why is he still mining gas? Okay, I'm a bit confused by what is Keen doing. Because he is massing quite a lot of links. He's trying to hide them. They are hidden even though Team sees some links. Let's see. So Team sees quite a few links. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't throw... Oh! Okay, so... I think I debated myself. I was gonna say I'll be very surprised if I don't see Team throwing down another cannon, but it seems like as soon as Keen saw that the zones are out, he just went in. And I think that might be a game. Yeah, I'm a bit confused why he was still mining gas. It seems like he just wanted to go for some mutas. Yeah, there's some mutas. But honestly, these links should be able to finish it on their own. Team this game, unfortunately, falling down, so he will not be able to take a clean sweep from this series. That is a very nice micro and some pro crews, but at that point I think it's a bit too late. You can see that the pro player is heavily down in mortars, and he sees the mutas now. So the Zerg all-in did pay off. There's one muta in the base, and that's it. Team throws the towel, calls the GG. My setup is frozen again. Okay, so we may need to stop it right now, but I can fix the problem. And then we'll be back with the rest of that series. Let's put one point to our circular key, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's fixed now. So let's head on into game number 4 from our series of Team versus Keen and see where it leads us. Can Team finally take it and close the series, or are we gonna witness the greatest comeback in Team Quick series? So the map is Fighting Spirit. I'm not really going to talk much about that map because everyone knows it. And we've got, in the top right corner, we've got Keen spawning as the blue Zerg. And in the bottom right corner, we've got Team spawning as the red Protoss. Some friendly chatter going on between these two. They do know each other, I can tell you for sure that. And they do play against each other right now quite a lot. Since they're teammates, I'm not sure if that used to be the case when one of them was in DM and the other one was in IRK. But Keen took a bit of a break, but is currently back. So hopefully everything is fine now. If not, someone yell me in the chat, please. Let's see what's going on in the bases. Again, standard overproof from Keen. And are we gonna witness... No, we're not gonna witness 12 next by Tim. He's gonna go for a Forge and then for the Nexus. Possibly that's a reaction of he was expecting King to go for a 12 hatch on that map, and since he scouted him and saw that that was not the case, he decided to opt for the safer build, go for 12 Forge instead. Let's see for how long can this probe block. It's taking quite a lot of damage, and unfortunately the answer is not long enough, and we have 6 Zerglings on the way. Cannon should be done in time, I believe, counting for all the distance between the bases, even though Fighting Spirit's distance is not that big. Zerg player does know Tim is here now. Tim sees the links being made and gets his probe picked off, so he is forced to make a second cannon before his gateway, and that is a big deal for the Protoss economy, because now his gateway is later, which means that his gas is probably also going to be later, his core is going to be later, his whole tech is going to be later, and so on. So no, unfortunately, fortunately, it keeps on lagging. So I didn't really do a great job there. Let's see. You've got 3 bases. I don't know if you noticed the lag on the stream, or is it just me? If you do notice it, if it's way too annoying, tell me right now and I'll try to do something about it, at least for the next time. Possibly will not be... I'll not be able to resolve it right now. So, what do we have? So, you can see how late is the core. It's 4 minutes 10 and his core is about halfway done. Normally, if everything went well in a Protoss player, in a Protoss build, core will be done right now, and he will be throwing down the Stargate. But in the Zerg's player space, we see that he does not really have any plans to go for a layer build, and there are 9 drones mining in the main. There are 6 drones right now, 7 being made, mining in the natural, and there's 2, and a 3rd being done over here. So it's 9 drones, 8 drones, 2 drones, but oh no, it's 973. I was gonna say, you can add the numbers and you can figure out what the build is. So, our Zerg player here is going for a 973, so quite a dedicated Hydra aggression, as some other streamers like to say, or casters, I should say. And let's see, Tim doesn't really know about this yet, and I think that's a very good call by him, since he forced the second cannon and he knows Tim's tech is gonna be delayed, so his scouting is gonna be quite delayed, and you can see that Tim is now forced to try and scout with these 3 Zelds, because he needs to know if he has to throw down these extra cannons over here. Let's see, so the Zelds right now are obviously able to see the Hydras because the Hydras are also engaging them right now. And the response from him has to be, yeah, he needs to drone down cannons. He needs to drone down more cannons. 5 cannons, I don't think are gonna be enough. They might be just enough. Just the right number of cannons that you need. But I'll feel safer with, yeah, a 6. Maybe a 7 cannon will be an overkill. At that point you might actually be going a notch too slow. Meanwhile, team keeps on scouting, which is very good, so he can confirm if the Zerg player is going for drones or if he's making more Hydras, and if he's making more Hydras, Force player needs to make more links, more cannons, but he sees that these two eggs were drones instead of Hydras, so should be stopping. Let's see, yeah, he is making drones, definitely, so it's not a fake. So, in my head at least, he should be stopping these cannon production, but Dingo has other plans. So that first one is never really gonna finish. He should just cancel it right now and use the resources for something else. So if he cancels that first one, he can drone one additional gateway over here and be on 4 gateways. And with 4 gateways and taking into... Oh, I hear that it's done already. But my setup is quite laggy. It was not the case last week, so I'm wondering what's happening. I don't see any of my resources being way too loaded. So short answer is I don't know, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, Storm is done. We see double Forge by team, which is quite a good call, since after such Hydra aggression, usually the Zerg does not have the killer eco, so he cannot really contest your upgrades, and if you go for units and upgrades, since you were able to make both structures and defensive structures or offensive units at the same time, your economy should be better. So if you throw down these double forges and start the upgrades from both, at some point when you have your 2-1 ideally or 1-1, you should be able to contest the Zerg player quite easily. I think that lag might be a bit too much for me, for my liking at least. It seems to be gone if I'm just following the unit, but that's a very stupid way to cast. So maybe that is gonna be the brief fix that we're gonna use. And Keen sees that 1DT, it does not have any overlords, and he does not have overlord speed. And in a similar fashion to game number 1, we see that Keen just GG's when he does not have any detection and his mineral line is being harassed. And I don't blame him for that. I would do the same if I played Zerg. In fact, I did when I started to pick up Brood War. I did try to play Zerg very briefly, and I picked up Brood War in about late 2018, so I'm playing it for about a year now. I tried to play Zerg, and honestly, these Dark Templars, I can never really find my way around these, so yeah. You know what they say, if you can't beat them, just join them, so I became one with these Dark Templars. Anyway, so congratulations to this team, winning 3-1 in this Showmatch series. I do think still that game number 2 GG from Keen was a bit premature, but